Thank you, Liz. Well, by now you've heard an awful lot of information, and you're probably, hopefully, excited and feeling very hopeful about the future of dealing with this illness. But we wanted to go a step further and make sure you heard from some people who are experiencing what you were experiencing, and share with you some of the positive experiences that they've had in two of the support mechanisms we've mentioned here today, specifically pulmonary rehabilitation and our Better Breathers Club. Today we have with us Bill and Kathy Carroll. Bill is a COPD patient, and Carol is his wife, his primary caregiver. And we also have Beth Slick, who is the Better Breather Club facilitator in Leonardtown, Maryland, where Bill and Kathy participate in these activities. These activities come through the Better Breathers Club established at St. Mary's Hospital in Leonardtown, Maryland, just a few years ago. This program, along with the pulmonary rehab program there, was brought about by an individual's generous donation in honor of his wife who had COPD. They are very lucky to have this program in their community, and they're here to tell you a little bit more about it. I'm going to start off by asking Bill and Kathy some questions just to get the dialogue going. Bill, can you tell us how long you've been diagnosed with COPD, and were you a smoker?
Yeah, I was a smoker for like 50 years, and I was diagnosed in the 80s, the early 80s, with COPD.
That's a long time.
Long time.
Yeah. But now, how long has it been since you joined the Better Breathers Club and the Pulmonary Rehabilitation Program at St. Mary's?
It'll be 3 years this April. And it's made a world of difference in my breathing, because back 10 years ago, I couldn't hardly do anything. I retired because I couldn't do anything. And I did nothing. I couldn't do anything. I didn't have the energy, the lung capacity. I just didn't do anything. It's like go to the grocery store. I would drive, I'd pull up to the door, let my wife out, and I would go to the park and wait for her to get done. I just didn't have the energy to do anything.
And what kind of a change have you seen since you started these programs in your own quality of life?
In my quality, it's to me, it's 100% difference. I can go to the grocery store. I go on my own. I don't need help. I don't need my wife putting my shoes and socks on for me anymore. I can do it myself. And it all was going to the rehab. What I learned in there, what we do, and it's not only me, it's everybody that goes that you can see the improvement. And the main thing is to go. It's to get up and do it. And then once you do, you feel better. It took a while to turn it around, but it turns around and it stays turned around when you keep going.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's wonderful to hear. Can you also speak a little bit to some of I know physically it sounds like you're doing much better. Can you tell a little bit about the support you feel like you've gotten from some of the other Better Breather Club members that you've met?
I didn't quite understand what you meant.
Oh, sorry. I was just wondering, the Better Breather Club that you attend, can you tell us a little bit about how being around those other people has made a difference to you in your overall quality of life?
Well, you can talk to them, and you know they know what you're talking about. You know, it's like it's hard to tell somebody that you can't breathe when they have no problem breathing. You know, it really makes a difference that when you're talking to somebody that's like, yeah, I know what you felt, but I did this, or I did this, or, you know, when this happens, do you press lip breathing? You know, and it really makes a difference to me and to people I talk to support you know, it's you know, it gets better. It does get better. And I try to tell everybody that too also. You know, you feel better, you can get around more, you know, it's everything combined.
Now, Kathy, you and Bill have been together since you were teenagers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
And, yes, I can. I hope everyone else can as well. So what do you think, what kind of difference have these programs made in your quality of life and your ability to take better care of Bill and your relationship overall?
Is that better?
Kathy, you there?
Okay.
Yes, that's fine. Okay.
Bill and I, the COPD occurs gradually, and little by little you lose more and more. Well, over the years we adapted, not consciously, but maybe subconsciously adapted to the restrictions he started having, until eventually it got to the point where he could no longer do anything he enjoyed. He loved to cook. He loved to fish. Of course, we're in southern Maryland. He loved to crab for blue crabs. And he could no longer do any of that. And it got to the point where, as he said, he couldn't even put on his own socks. He could not hook the small dog up to take her out potty. It's just, he couldn't even cook by himself. I would have to get out the pans for him. I would have to take him from the stove to the sink, whatever. It just really restricted, and we almost got to the point, because if he walked across the room, he would be out of breath. And there is no carrying anything and walking. And as I said, we made the changes, the adapt, and we did to accommodate. And it got to the point where it was basically, this was what it was going to be until he died. And then we get the rehab. And then he starts the Breathers Club. And what he didn't mention, and I think you wanted to know, was in attending the Breathers Club meetings, he comes home, after each one, he comes home and he'll discuss with me different things that he's heard of changes or an easier way to do something, or something new that's there, or how to accommodate something else that you need to do. I mean, it's very informative, and it really does help. And, of course, having other people there that have the same problem or are going through the same thing, it's much easier to relate to what they're saying and to understand it. And then the rehab, oh, my goodness. As I said, I was at the point where Bill did not move. I mean, Bill did not move. We're talking about to walk across a room. He basically was done. And now, just by going, he's increased his stamina, his breathing, he's lost the extra weight, which, of course, takes it off his diaphragm. He can put on his own socks. He can take the dog out. He can go to the store if he wants. It's just so, all those little things that you don't even think about in your everyday life mean so much when they're gone. And now he has so much more quality, and we're just blessed. We are so thankful that this program is available.
That's wonderful. You know, it's so exciting to hear a story like yours. As we're